Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
Pee! And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see boobies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
You guys don't know the amount of things I do right as the camera's about to start. All these little things start to happen. I quickly try to get them done. A sneeze, a cough, rubbing my nose, making weird facial expressions because I still feel weird because I feel sick. It's weird. It's weird. That's why I tell you about it, because I'm real that way. Howdy all, and welcome to the Daily Dive. The Double D's, where you, the chat, the audience, you are the gatekeepers. You are the gatekeepers. Welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. We made it through another year. In just 11 short hours, it will be 2026. And listen, it's going to be more of the same. 2026 is going to be more of 2025. Let's be brutally honest. Nothing's going to change over the course of a minute when it crosses over. It's going to be the same. But we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle forward. We're going to do the best we can. 38-second prep time. I could go longer than 38 seconds. I finished the whole thing. I didn't tap out of 38 seconds. I finished the whole thing. Ladies, yes, I go the whole distance. Anyway. Yes, this is the last Double D's of 2025, and we'll be there tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow, whether I like it or not. Listen, I have admitted it all week. This has been a rough week because nothing's happening. I have to try and generate at least 30 minutes of babble time because there's little to no real news, unless I'm watching Stranger Things, and guess what? I'm not. There's Stranger Things news, but I'm not watching Stranger Things. All I can do is comment about it when I see it a little bit, and this weekend turn it over to the guys who have watched it. But it's rough. So I don't know what we're going to do today. I have been scratching my head since last night trying to figure out what am I going to do for the show today. What am I going to do for the show today? Outside looking at the news, which is light. Am I going to talk about things? All I can do is continue to pose questions, which I will revisit on Sunday with the panel on Roundtable. Continue to pose questions. Continue trying to ask things, create discussions, because that's one of my resolutions, one of my real resolutions for New Year's, for 2026. Whenever we do content, whenever I do something for you guys, I want to try and really generate discussions, not just report on the news, not just complain about the news, which some people are just happy to do and not really change the situation. I am determined to continue to create discussions, to continue to create dialogue, to have good back and forth on panels and this and that. Back and forth between you and me, the chat. The chat makes the world go round. Without the chat, nothing happens. So I'm determined to make that happen. And I'm also determined in 2026 to make sure I deliver more varied content. I'm not going to say diversified content, because there's no reason to use that broken term. Varied content. I am do that. Legatus, we talked about that yesterday, Legatus. We talked about that yesterday. You were here. You were here. We talked. I brought that up yesterday. Brought that up. Brought that up. No, so I'm determined to create more varied content for you guys. Make sure that all those different types of streams where we celebrate stuff, I do more of those. Dermy's got a few ideas on things we can do. Jed's got some ideas on things we can do. Others have ideas, cooperation. So I'm determined to bring back that. I mean, we still going to do this every day. No, you don't. No, listen. No, you don't get free rants out of me. No, you don't. You don't. I'm not gonna let you get a free rant. No, not gonna happen. We did it yesterday. If you guys wanted to talk about it yesterday, we could have talked about it yesterday. But no, you didn't. So I passed on it because that's this show. We talk about essentially, for the most part, what you guys want to hear me talk about. It's not what I generally want. I give myself a little bit of room to choose something, and if I don't choose it, then you guys choose it. I can get a free rant. What do you think? I'm stupid? Do you think I am stupid? I'm not going to talk about something I already talked about for the minute that I gave it to create a stupid short that didn't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm not going to rehash things that the chat didn't want to hear about yesterday. Anywho, so I am going to do more stuff this year. We're going to try and keep the gaming streams going. You guys seem to be, those of you who are tuning in, seem to be enjoying the Dragon Quest III streams. We're having a good time with that. I have to do a lot of grinding before the next one. Got to get that money going. Then let's see. Oh, so in the new year, I'm definitely going to try and continue the gaming streams. We're going to try more co-op gaming streams too. Jed and I have something planned for you guys starting probably next week, the new year. We're gonna start playing a game together. Then I want to do more nerdgasms. We're definitely gonna, when we do for Curseman Trek Curseman Trek Academy. We're going to do a show similar to Who Cares Reviews for it. Myself, Jed, and Brad will guest in and out because Brad has a real job. Not like me. Brad has a real job where he has to put real-time hours into it. So he can't always be there. But Brad will be reviewing it. So Brad's going to jump in on it too when he can. So we're going to do another one of those. Definitely going to try and make sure that every week Roundtable is a truly unique experience for you guys, where we will talk about things, not just reporting things, but continue to talk about it. Like I said, I want to make sure. So my goal this coming year, to make sure that I have discussion questions ready. And discussion questions that are more than just, oh, here's this right here, guys. What are we thinking about it? No, real discussion questions where we're going to actually talk about it, break it down, and have not just reactionary discussions to things. So I'm going to enable them. I'm going to endeavor to do that more. Then let's see what else. And I got a lot of ideas. But we'll see how it goes in terms of the new year. We'll see how it goes. I had a particular idea for a new type of video series that I was going to start right before I got sick, literally almost 2 months ago. But it kind of fell by the wayside because I got sick and other things were piling on. And I'm going to try and make that happen this year. I'll tease it. It'll be called This Year in Gaming. It's a video series I wanted to start doing this year, but I never got around to it. And it'll be called This Year in Gaming, where I'm going to take a year, 1 year, and from the perspective of somebody who lived in that year, try and tell you what it was like from my perspective. Now, it'll be a little biased. It'll be a little biased because I'm going to go back to my memories and how I felt and how I looked at stuff. And a lot of this is pre-internet, so it'll be based on stuff that how I interacted with the media we had at the time and how we knew about stuff. So I'm gonna do that. It's a series of videos. I don't know how long it's gonna be because not every year is a great year in gaming, but I'm gonna try and do that. Like I could say it'll start with 1985, where Nintendo started. So it's a series of videos I want to create. I wanted to do it this year, but I never got around to it for various reasons. So I'm going to endeavor to do that next year for you guys. Evergreen content. And so that's what we're looking at. That's how I want to approach next year. I want to try and make sure that it's not just us bitching and moaning about things. It's not just me bitching and moaning about things. It's giving more varied content. And I hope you guys are here for it. And I hope that we grow. And I hope that we find some the success that I really hope the channel can garner so that I can get out of here. So I can move on with my life, because my life goes nowhere where I live right now. It goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. It is just this stuff. Yeah, we need more positivity. And we have to be critical and analytical about things. It's part of what we do, because the reason a lot of us do this, because we give a damn about all these things. And some of us who have cogent thoughts, who are able to analyze and break things apart, we feel that we can deliver a good analysis. But at the same time, I understand, I think others understand too, there are people out there who do not have the time, the resources, or the capabilities to suss out everything that's there, to suss out what's going on in gaming, in movies, and TV, or we'll throw anime in there too. That's why somebody like me, who happens to really keep a finger on everything, I absorb all this information. I want to be a resource, so you know what's going on. So that requires, unfortunately, the opposite of what Jed said here. It requires the negativity, because a lot of the stuff is negative that we report on. It's not good. It's garbage. And you need to have the truth, the facts, the logic, the evidence, the receipts show that it's crap. And so that's part of the job. But in order to do that, as Jed had put out here, we do need to balance with the positivity. That's why I game as much as I can on stream. That's why Jed and I do Saturday Night Drive-In, where we talk about something, hopefully usually positive. That's why I want to do more Nerdgasms, where we're going to just talk about something at least once a month that we love. That's why I want to get back to the EU Expanded Universe Book Club, finish reading a book, talk about a book, stuff like that. I want to make sure that there is a balance to covering the shit that I don't think a lot of people do. And also, I also don't think a lot of people have good discussions. I really don't think a lot of people have discussions. But what are you talking about now, Kel? I just looked over. What are you talking about? Atlantean laser tag? What? I look away for a moment and I move it. Jeez. Anyway, so here we go. New Year's is coming in. Let me have a drink here. Throat's going dry. I'm having such dry throat problems right now. The tail end of this sick is just drying me out constantly. It's terrible. Terrible. Yeah. Got the Stranger Things finale tonight. That I'm not covering, but that's gonna be discussion for days, which I can't take part in, which is kind of suck. I wish I could. No, I don't. I'm glad I'm not a part of it. Anyway, right. So New Year's coming in. Tonight we got Ballbusters Gaming, which Jed is obviously saying he's not going to be a part of because he has real world plans. Yeah, go flaunt your real world stuff that you can go out and have a life. Go flaunt that. But we've got Ballbusters Among Us tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. We've got some new people going to be joining us. Got some new people, some people we've never played with before might be there. It'll be fresh blood. So they're not going to know what excuse me. They're not going to know what a Kel killing spree looks like. They're not going to know what an aggressive Adam killing spree looks like. And they're not going to know when some of us are bullshitting at each other if we're working together. So it should be good. Now, we're not going to know them either. But it's our home turf. It's our home turf. So I think we have the advantage tonight. And I hope I get it. I hope I get to be imposter more than last time. I don't think I got it once or twice last time. So I hope I get a good imposter run. I'm rusty though. We haven't played in 6 months. I guarantee I'm gonna fuck up if I'm an imposter right away. I'm going to fuck something up. I'm going to mess up. But we'll see what happens. It should be fun. As we always say, angry words will be said. They will be meant in the very strictest of definitions. And we're all going to hate each other by the time it's over. And then we'll play again for 6 months. We will not play again for 6 months. So we're going to ring the new year in tonight on Among Us. When the new year strikes, we're all probably going to be too busy yelling at each other to notice. This is going to be the funny part. We're going to be too busy yelling. It's going to be great. Then we'll see what tomorrow brings. So today, what are we going to do today, though? I've rambled for about 15 minutes now. I have nothing because, again, there's nothing going on. But that doesn't mean the rules change. The rules remain the same. $10 gets you an Adam rant on just about anything. $15, you can ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. And we will talk about it, have a discussion, which is what I like. Then you also get an article, instant take reaction for $15 when we come across the news or one you may be sitting on. Then, of course, $35. Chat made me watch this reviews where I review an episode of television or a movie of your choice right here on this stream. We currently do not have a backlog of that, so those can be coming. I'm sure I'll get a backlog before I know it again, though. They kind of, when you guys decided, they kind of just pile up real quick, and then I have to figure out what days I'm going to do it. And that's all we got. That's all we got. And all current donations now through January go to the New Year's tier, which is essentially you guys will get to choose some New Year's resolutions I will try to fulfill before year's end. And that has to be realistic stuff. None of this like Prof wants to be nice to Dermy for a whole year. Yeah, no, that ain't happening. It's not happening. It's not going to be. We're not doing that. But some realistic things, like something you think might be fun for me to try and accomplish. So that's what it goes to. Every $100, you guys get to come together and figure one out. And we'll come up with a penalty later. We'll worry about the penalty later. You don't have $6,000, so why are you even asking me? You don't have $6K right now to throw at me. You don't have that, so don't even ask that. I'm not gonna entertain money you don't have to buy me with. Anyway, so we're gonna go over the news and we'll see where it takes us. We'll see what it takes. I'll let you guys think about other stuff. You're not gonna win the lotto, and if you won the lotto, if you won like the serious lotto, I would expect more than $6,000 for that kind of thing. Because you got to remember, if you ask me to be nice to Dermy for a year, do you realize how much content I can't make money off of if I'm nice to Dermy for a whole year? That's a lot of content that can't be made. So I'm losing money. All right, let's go to the news. Let's do a little refresh. What's that? Oh, it's Emmy Blunt. All right, let's do a little refresh, see where we are. Where we barely are, because there's nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. We got to get to next week when the world starts moving again. We really do. All right, here we go. No, I wouldn't be bald. I just have probably a massive headache. I would just have a massive headache. I take care of my hair. Okay. If I had an Oscar ballot, I don't give a fuck. Fuck off with this shit. Variety's 2026 media predictions. Yeah, that's just what we want. Variety. Now, we're going to do that a little bit on Sunday. I'm going to ask the boys some 2026 predictions. I'm going to have some very, very pointed questions to see what they say. But we're real people with real thoughts and real feelings and emotions and desires. I don't give a fuck what shill media Variety has to predict. Because you're fucking shills. You don't have an original thought in your goddamn head. You serve shadowy masters. So shut the fuck up. All right, this is news going around. I have seen this. We're going to see it again throughout all of this. Some dude jumped in front of the Indiana Jones Stunk Spectacular boulder that got knocked off course and took a hit for the audience, which is brave. Yeah, and he got hurt, but he's recovering. So, yeah, some dude jumped right in front of it. I've seen the video. And there you go. There you go. That happened. But how did that happen? I mean, I don't know. How did that happen in the first place? That's what I ask. Zootopia 2 becomes Disney's highest grossing animated film ever, with 1.46 billion beating Frozen 2. Yes, but once again, you could talk about gross, but which one made more money? I'm curious. What was Frozen 2's budget? I'm going to look that up real quick. Frozen 2's budget. I'm curious now. Because I'm going to ask that question. Frozen 2 budget. Frozen 2's budget. 150 million. So about the same. Okay. So they're about the same. All right. So, but then again, that's inflation. Frozen 2 is a while ago. We have to adjust for inflation. Frozen 2, adjusted for inflation, probably made more money than Zootopia 2. Especially when you count in the China factor. The China factor. Yeah, China dropped $600 million in on this, but Disney doesn't see a lot of that money. They want to talk gross, but how much did you make? Damn. Ugh. 10 big movies we expect to see at Cannes, or who cares about your fucking Cannes or Venice or Sundance crap? Go fuck off. Investment banker invasion. How boutique firms dominate Hollywood's biggest deals. Don't care. Maybe that's why things suck. One of the reasons things suck. All right. I don't care about true crime documentaries. I don't care. I don't understand the fascination with watching psychopaths do their work. I don't get that. The deal makers of 2025, Taylor Swift and Paramount to a rapper's presidential pardon, the power players behind the year's seismic showbiz shakeups. You see a line like that, and then just think about the failure that is Hollywood. These so-called deal makers and everything's shit. So they're not good. These aren't people who know what they're doing. CNN's Jake Tapper calls out Trump. Oh, I don't give a fuck about what Jake Tapper says. Jake Tapper's a liar. Women directors make up 8% of this year's 100 top-grossing filmmakers, in a steep drop from 2024. Well, maybe they're not talented. Give me a break, man. I'm so tired of this crap. Really am. Merit. We need to return to a merit-based system on everything. Warner Brothers Discovery Board poised to reject Paramount's latest offer, stay the course with Netflix. Yeah, they just keep throwing offers. There's no hostile takeover there. Let's make sure that is removed from the lexicon of this discussion. There's no hostile takeover. They're begging at this point, and it's sad. Now it's sad that Paramount is begging that hard for Warner Brothers. It's just sad now. And the Netflix thing might not even happen. Government might kibosh this thing. They might kibosh it. Could happen. Kennedy Center honors rating plummet after Trump takeover. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that. You monkey with the numbers, and because nobody really watched the Kennedy Center stuff anyway. And the people who and I've seen the reports. The people who have canceled they don't have much of an audience anyway. The statement making people, oh, we're not going to do this. We're not going to get a Trump Kennedy Center. No. They just want to attack the president with this shit. That's all they want to do. Barry Weiss invites George Clooney to visit Broadcast Center after he tells Variety she is dismantling CBS News. George Clooney, who's a Frenchie now. Remember, I told you that yesterday. George Clooney is a Frenchie. He has taken French citizenship. He's a Frenchie. Who cares what he has to say? He doesn't have much range as an actor. And he just does George Clooney every time. Realistically, when you think about it. And he's not a star. Show me something that he's done that has actually been really profitable, really mega. Yeah, Ocean's 11 remake was good. Better than the original. I will give it that. It was better than the original. Original's kind of stale when you compare it to the remake. But what else has George Clooney ever really done that's mega? You can't find it, can you? Mayor Gottlieb, Samuel Goldwyn Films co-founder, producer, and master and commander, dies at 86. Well, best wishes to his family. Spike Lee honors Isaiah Whitlock Jr., who also died. But Spike Lee can go suck all the dicks because he's a bigoted little piece of shit. The moratorium for 2025. Not going to comment because I'll say things I probably shouldn't say. Media stocks 2025. Warner Bros. Discovery shares soared over 170% amid Netflix Paramount bidding war, which is exactly what they wanted. That's what they did. What they did on purpose. Again, Isaiah Whitlock Jr. passed away. Best wishes to his family. Avengers Doomsday cast named Robert Downey Jr.'s convoy of set trailers Downeyland. Simu Liu says chefs had come and laid out his full buffet. Yeah, I actually read an article on this a few days ago. Yeah. When you got $90 million, you're going to have your own place where you go to, not just a trailer, Downeyland. And he deigned to let Simu Liu come in there. And Simu Liu was so amazed by Downeyland. It sounds so wrong. Anyway. I don't want to know what Jeremy's favorite bread is. I don't want to know. How Disney Entertainment Television fosters new rising talent from Camp Rock to Percy Jackson. Yeah, but nobody's watching your shit. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Nobody's watching Disney Plus. Nobody cares about the shows on there because they're garbage. Disney Plus is garbage. Losing money. Let's see. 20 hours ago, we're into yesterday. Bridgerton Dove Collection. Oh, I want to smell like Bridgerton. I want to smell like stinky people from the 1800s. Shit, no. Anything else? Not really. Not really. That says yesterday stuff. Okay. There's will be nothing here. Same stuff yesterday. They didn't update anything. IGN did nothing. Updated nothing. Thanks, IGN. All right, the dude who stopped the boulder. Former X-Men 97 showrunner Bo DeMeo takes credit for Cyclops' MCU moment because Marvel erasing his team's role. Dude, you didn't create Cyclops. All you did was put little effort into resurrecting X-Men 97. That's all you did. You didn't do anything special. Stop trying to be the center. Yeah, you got screwed over by Disney. Congratulations. We all have. We talked about this yesterday. Simu Liu wanted Chloe Zhao for director. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. Chloe Zhao is not a director. She's not a director. She's a documentarian. And Zack Snyder with the Christopher Reeve suit. We saw that. Vecna actor teases emotional connection between Will and Vecna after Stranger Things controversial scene. I know exactly what they're talking about with the coming out stuff. I can't really comment because I didn't watch it. But I will say that they should all stop talking at this point. Everybody should just stop talking if you're involved with this show. Just stop talking. The finale's tonight. It's going to be a lot of. There's going to be a lot. This is what's going to run the internet tonight through New Year's. Stranger Things finale. I admit that. I understand that. And it's all people are going to talk about tomorrow. Hell, I don't even know if I even though I should do a show tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do a show tomorrow. Everybody's going to talk about Stranger Things and I can't talk about it. Maybe I'll just do a gaming stream tomorrow afternoon instead. Maybe just do a gaming stream. I'm serious. No news is going to happen from today into tomorrow. This is a news-based show. And it's also based on what you guys want to talk about. And if you guys want to talk about Stranger Things, I can't talk about Stranger Things. I need people here who have watched it for me to ask questions of this and that. So I actually realize now I'm considering maybe we don't do a show tomorrow for the simple fact that I have nothing to talk about. We know I'm already reaching today with prepared topics, this and that. The stuff I like to talk about is not available. You guys seem to be not interested in me going into any of the crap that we're going over. Otherwise, you would, push it forward, ask me a question, put forward an article. You're not interested. Because here's the thing. I'm going to say this flat out because there's nothing here. There's nothing here. Here's the thing. This goes back to what I want to make sure I do for the channel in the coming year. I don't want to take something that is worth 1 to 3 minutes of going over and try and stretch it into a topic. I don't want to do that. It's a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time. I want to have actual content. That's what I want. So to try and grab something, and then there's the desperation of it. There's a lot of for the past few weeks, because of this end of the year slump in terms of real news, a lot of desperation topics on a lot of panel shows. But grab something that really is worthless in terms of a real discussion and stretch it into something to talk about. You don't need it. That's why I turned the show over to you guys. And for the most part, the premise has worked for most of the past, I want to say, 8 months now. It has worked as a premise for the most part. When you guys have things you want to talk about, but I want to keep the show as that for the foreseeable future. As the audience grows, we'll probably have to change the format. But right now, I turn it over to you guys because it's what you want to talk about. It's what you want to hear me talk about if I'm capable of it. Not simply, oh, here's the little bit of news of the day. I'm going to grab this and stretch it out into something that is wasting our time, that nobody really cares about. I mean, that's why I go over the news the way I do. We read the article headlines. I maybe say a little blurb here and there and make it into a short. If you guys care about it, you'll ask me to talk about it. I really believe that a lot of the times, channels choose topics just because they're the only topics there, or the audience gives a shit about it or not. I mean, listen, last week, some people wanted to keep talking about Jimmy Kimmel and what he said to the UK. Does anybody really give a fuck about what Jimmy Kimmel said to the UK? Does anybody care? No, we don't. That's why I'm not a fan of stretching out a show. I mean, right now, if I can go for another 10 minutes talking to you guys about something, great. Then we'll call it a day. I would love to be able to entertain you guys for longer than we have, for longer than 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes. But if I run out of things to say, and if you guys aren't interested in what I'm talking about, what are we doing then? What are we doing then? And I only know what you guys want to talk about when you talk to me. If you don't talk to me, then I'm forced to dig in to find something that I'm interested in. And I try and do that for a segment or two, and then we go forward, and then that's it. So I really believe that myself as a YouTuber and others, we really should be listening to what you, the audience, wants. What do you guys want to hear us talk about? What do you hear me want to ramble about? That's why this show is your show. You direct the traffic. You are the captains. You are the captain now. You are the captain now. You mostly tell me what you want. Unfortunately, we had to get rid of everybody's favorite segment was me watching shit. But for another 2 months, we can't take a chance on reacting to anything because of my strike. So I know that you guys like that, and it was fun, but we can't take any chances because people are touchy about their stuff right now. Well, remember, Kimmel was a game show host for a while. He was the host for Win Ben Stein's Money. He was the host for Win Ben Stein's Money. Comedy Central a long time ago. Long time ago. Anyway. All right, so let's see. Give you guys some thought. There's nothing to talk about in the news. There was nothing there. None of that was interesting. I don't expect any of you guys to have thoughts on that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to once again field one of the questions that I'm going to pose to the fellas this Sunday. One of my questions I'm going to pose. That's a lot of discussion questions this week on Roundtable. So here's the thing. I'm asking this now to myself and to you guys a little bit now. And if you have anything within that you want me to expand on, you can play the game. We can expand on it. What do we think are going to be the standout stories from 2026? As we see them now, what are going to be the standout moments of, okay, here's what we're all going to talk about. Here's what we're all going to dissect. I'm going to try and list 3 to 5 things that I think are going to be the standout discussions for 2026 across entertainment, gaming, all that kind of stuff. 1, I think the DCU will be a discussion topic because of Supergirl and the continued news that'll surround Man of Tomorrow. And that'll include the failure of Supergirl and the failure of Clayface. I think that'll be a discussed topic constantly. It'll happen a lot. Of course, Netflix and Warner Brothers will be coming up and down throughout the year as it begins the process. Of course, Disney will always be a topic. There's a lot of Disney Star Wars projects this year. Ahsoka Season 2, Mando and Grogu, and other crap. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. Now, frankly, that's my wheelhouse. I'm ready to shit on Disney Star Wars. So that'll have some energy to it in terms of how bad it's going to be. The MCU will be a discussion because I asked the question yesterday. I'm going to ask the question again on Sunday. The MCU now has to maintain relevance and excitement for Doomsday for 12 months. They have to find a way to keep people into this for 12 months, and I doubt they can do it. I sincerely doubt they can do it. So the MCU Doomsday. So that's 4 things, I believe. And what's number 5? In general, we're going to there's going to be a very large microscope on Hollywood and its movies that come out. On what's going to do this, what's going to do that. And I think that it's going to be another dismal year for Hollywood. And that'll be part of that story there. To throw one in there now, I guess we're going into our 6th one, sort of. Gaming, I think it's going to be a good year for gaming. And when it comes to gaming, the biggest story of the year will be, whether it comes out or gets delayed, one of the biggest stories will be Grand Theft Auto 6. There'll be probably a few surprises here and there, as we have every year. What's a game that takes off organically, this and that. But everything will be, what is the fate of GTA 6? Is it coming out? And when it comes out, after it makes initial gobs of money, will it be the game everybody's waited over a decade for? Will it hit the marks? So there'll be other gaming stories, I'm sure. One of them, of course, I think the Steam machine, the Steam Cube, whatever you want to call it, I think that's going to be a big deal, especially with the predicted rising costs of PCs with everything AI. Of course, AI is going to be a constant discussion. I kind of left that off the list because AI is AI. It's everywhere now. We're going to talk about it all the time. Excuse me. Oh, hang on. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Sorry. That was disgusting. That slight remainder of the sickie. It's nasty. It's still here. 7 weeks. Had this shit. 7 weeks. Almost done, though. I know it's almost done. I feel it. It's almost done. But it still hits me on occasion because it's my nose. When my nose finally goes back to normal, I'll be okay. I don't want to call it the Gabe Cube. That's so strange. I don't want to call it the Gabe Cube, the Steam Cube, the Steam machine. That's going to be a big deal. If they can keep the price down and make it affordable for people like me, who, even though I have a PS5, the PS5 does not meet all my gaming needs. It's a limitation. Look at the Enshrouded problem I have now. The guys are all playing Enshrouded. I can't play it. I literally cannot play it because it only has a PC Windows version. It doesn't have a Mac version. If it had a Mac version, I could probably play it on the Mini. And I'd have to probably delete 14, but we're not playing 14 right now. I know, Weasel. I just think it's a weird name to call it the Gabe Cube. I just think it's weird. I know. I just think it's a strange way to. I don't want to call it that. It sounds weird. It's a personal choice. I don't want to call it that. But I can't play Enshrouded. I was going to. I bought it. I installed it. I pushed the button. Said sorry, graphics drivers not recognized. So my graphics cards are officially too old to play Enshrouded with whatever they did to make this game. So a Steam machine, a Steam Cube, the Gabe Cube, that is something that would be great for a guy like me who doesn't want to buy a full-on PC, who doesn't need a PC for anything but to game. And if that comes out, then that's a legitimate thing that I can get. And yeah, if it's under $1,000, it wins. It has to be between $500 and $900. That's my thing. If it's between $500 and $900, Steam has a major winner there, and it's going to change the landscape of gaming a little bit. Then suddenly, I can do everything I want to do. Suddenly, I can do everything because then people are going to make sure they make their games are just playable on the Steam machine. Don't have to worry about high-end PC. Okay, we fit the specs of the Steam machine. And if you're higher, that's great, but that's going to be a game changer. That, to me, that's one of the biggest stories, pending stories. The Steam machine, the Gabe Cube, the Steam Cube, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be a big deal. So I'm looking forward to how that works out because that's something that I could potentially save up and get. And then that opens up a whole bunch of other gaming for me. That allows me to play current day MMOs besides 14 on the mini. It allows me to play games like Enshrouded, other games like that, other strategy games, other co-op games that are not available on the PS5. So it's a big deal. So there are those are like the those are what I think the stories are going to be next year. I'm going to ask the boys this on Sunday. Jed is apparently now aware of what I'm going to do, so he's already thinking about this. So I'm going to ask the guys this on Sunday, and that's the discussion we're going to have. What does 2026 look like? What do you think the big stories are going to be as of right now that are going to happen? I was thinking about doing another movie prediction, but I was looking for another graphic of all the movies coming out. I can't find one. I can't find another graphic of movies yet. So maybe we'll try that in a couple weeks. We'll see if I can find one, or maybe you guys can find one for me. Send it my way. But so that's where my mind is right now. So that's what I think is gonna, off the top of my head. I could refine a little bit before Sunday what the bigger stories are gonna be. And I've been asked, what am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to mostly games, anime. I'm not looking forward to really any movies. And people say, oh, we're looking forward to this, looking forward to that. And I hear somebody say, oh, I'm looking forward to Dune. And I go, oh, well, it's not Dune. And I can go off on that right now, but I went off on that. I've been going off on that the past couple of days. Anyway, we have now 2026 upon us. And of course, my ultimate dream is to not have to talk about this crap, or at least minimize it. I'd love nothing more than to be talking about creating new stuff, new IPs for you guys. Talk about books and games and stuff like that. I'd love to do that, but we're not there yet. You got to subscribe. You got to hit that like button. We got to get the numbers up. We got to grow the audience. That is the key right now. We need to grow the audience for the channel. There are people out there who don't know I exist, who don't know I'm providing original, unique takes and entertainment for you guys, that we have fun around here. We do things in a strange and unique way. We are not like everybody else. I want to say in some cases, we're a little smarter. We're a little smarter, I think. A little smarter. We don't just reactionary to everything. We take our time, build our thoughts, build a case so that we can make cogent arguments. All right, so that's it. I got nothing else. That was all I got. We got 44 minutes in here. Let's go over everything again. What do we got? Tonight, again, 9 p.m. Eastern on this channel and on Dermy's channel. We'll be doing Ballbusters Gaming to ringing the new year. Bring whatever. We got Ballbusters Gaming, Among Us. All the yelling and screaming that we've been penting up for 6 months. Then tomorrow, Thursday, as I said, I'm on the I'm on the fence if I'm going to do a show tomorrow afternoon. Not because I don't want to. Into the new year. We'll be playing all night. We're starting at 9 p.m. We're going to go minimum 3 hours until New Year. Probably play a little bit over. It's my guess. We go until we're done. We go until we don't have enough people to play anymore. That's what it is. We go until we don't have enough people to play anymore. That's how it always goes. When people start saying, I'm done, and we're down to like 4 or 5 people, then we're done. Then we're over. So we go until we're done. All right. So we got that tonight. Tomorrow, as I said, I'm on the fence about going. Come on, screen. Go back on. Thank you. Things loose again. I'm thinking about not doing a show tomorrow for the simple fact that I don't know what to talk about tomorrow. It's not that I don't want to do the show. It's that I don't have a show for you guys tomorrow. Yes. Merry Christmas, Arthur. Christmas is over, but Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And then, but Happy New Year, of course. Happy New Year. So I don't know if I'm going to do this show tomorrow afternoon. Simple fact, I don't know what to give you guys. Nothing's happened that I can put together for my own thoughts for an idea or news. There's gonna be no news for tomorrow. There isn't going to be. So we may not do a show tomorrow afternoon. Then, of course, we've got Friday. We got Ballbusters. And whatever happens on Friday. Saturday Night Drive-In, Lethal Weapon 2. Roundtable, 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday. Let's see. Oh, tonight, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Tonight, Brad will be putting up Wormhole Watch, our last discussion for DS9. And that's all I got for you guys. That's what we got. So let me check Stream Elements. Got anything here? Nope. You guys got nothing. So we're going to wrap it up then. I'm going to go about my day, kind of going to relax right now for a few hours until I got to make dinner and get ready for Ballbusters. Maybe I'll do a gaming stream up until then. I don't know. We'll see. I got to grind on DQ3. I got to do some grinding on that. So I don't know. We're probably not getting anything else out of this today. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for being here today on this New Year's Eve 2025. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the channel. Let's grow the audience. Let's bring more people into the fun. That's how we will find success, by sharing and caring. I'll see you guys later tonight on Ballbusters Among Us. So until then, guys, you take it easy. Have a good, safe rest of your day. Be smart tonight. Don't do stupid shit. Be smart. Be smart. Have a safe New Year's Eve. Happy New Year, everybody.